Happy Thursday, T Squad. It's me, Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I am here with this week's All Tea, All Shade Real Housewives of Miami Season 5, Episode 13 review. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only and not to be taken seriously or literally. So if that works for you, then let's get into tonight's review. The episode begins with Adriana and Julia going to this botanical shop to get stones and stuff to ward off evil spirits, because every time the girls get together there has just been nothing but drama and argument. So they're getting this to take with them on the trip to the Bahamas so it can be just a nice peaceful trip and that none of the girls will get into it with one another. But it doesn't work. We then see Alexia with her convicted baby daddy Pedro, who's recently just gotten out of jail for another drug-related offense. And while she's gone on vacation, she tells Frankie that, he should go and spend some time with his dad. Both of her sons are obsessed with their father. They adore him immensely. And Frankie was like, yeah. He's super excited to spend time with his daddy. And it just cracks me up how Alexia loved talking about everybody else's relationships and husbands. And girl, you was over here married to this drug kingpin. Then you was over here married to a secretly closeted man. Now you over there married to Todd, who was an a-hole. Like, girl, you don't know how to pick them either. Ain't none of these men no prize. All right. Ladies all gather at the airport, and Alexia lets the girls know that Marisol can't come right now because she has COVID. So everybody's shocked to hear this news. They get on the plane. They get to the Bahamas, and then where they're in the Sprinter heading to the hotel, Gertie is talking about her braids and how she sleeps at night with them. And she points out to Larsa, who also has some knotless braids. She was like, I know yours got to be heavy. And she was like, oh my God, yes, they're so heavy. So the producers asked her about her braids in her confessional. She was like, I've been having braids my whole life. My grandparents were Moroccan. My mom rocked braids. Every time I go on vacation, I get my hair braided. I had my hair braided on my honeymoon. Girl, okay. Everybody want to be black until it's time to be black. That's all I got to say. Like, I don't even care about other ethnicities rocking braids. I really honestly don't care. It's just funny to me when I see it because, it was looked down upon for so many years, and now because the Kardashians had the balls to wear them, everybody now think that they can wear them. And Larsa, girl, you don't know whether you want to be black, white, Puerto Rican, Armenian, Lebanese like you actually are, Syrian like you actually are. Like, you don't know what you want to be, girl. You don't even know who you are at the end of the day. When you look in the mirror, girl, it's literally like Future song, mask off, mask on. Like, you don't know who you are, girl. But okay. Ladies get to their rooms, and Julia is pulling out the stones and everything and sprinkling some stuff around the room, and she notices that the curtains start to move on their own. So she yells for Adriana to come in the room. She's freaked out. She thinks that some witchcraft is going on. The curtains start to move again on their own, and she's like, how is it doing that? Oh my God, what is going on? There is no remote control. What is going on, Adriana? And I'm like, you can hear the buzz noise. It's obvious that they are remote controlled or, electric. Like, you could hear it. Like, girl, calm down. Don't nobody want y'all. Lisa arrives, and she lets Nicole and Gertie know that she does not want to discuss Lenny on this trip. This is an opportunity for her to get away and to clear her mind and everything. And Nicole was like, I totally understand that. We've made a drinking game. Anytime somebody mentions the L word, they got to take a shot. Child, Lisa can't even get through the conversation without saying this man's name at least 1,000,000 times. And by the time they head out to the beach, she is drunk, honey, because she done said that man's name I don't know how many times. But it's only been 6 weeks. The lady is going through it, so I totally get it and understand. The ladies get to the beach, and I was obsessed with Alexia's Burberry swimsuit. It was everything and then some. So she, along with Nicole, Gertie, and Kiki, all decide to go on the rides and stuff, while the other girls stayed back eating fruit, complaining about being hungry, and talking about how men ain't really about nothing, child. I would have rather gone with the girls on the rides. I don't want to be on vacation talking about, oh, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna shed no tears. It's like, no, this is not what we are here for, okay? At night, the girls head to dinner, and Julia tells the girls that she went to a botanica shop, her and Adriana. And Alexia was like, oh my God, Marisol thinks that the reason she isn't here is because someone did witchcraft on her. Someone did brujeria. It's like, really, girl? Really? Really, girl? Really? So Adriana and Julia kind of just looking at each other or whatever. And at first I thought she was just saying something to be saying something to start something until later on in the episode. But Alexia admits that she has a problem in her confessional with them going there because you don't know people's true intentions, and that Cuban people only go there when you're having a problem or whatever the case may be. But everybody isn't negative like you. Everybody ain't out to get somebody like you. Like, I don't know what happened to, well, I do know what happened to you. You can't trust nobody because every man that has been in your life has effed you over. So I get it. That's why you don't trust nobody. So Alexia asked Nicole to pull out the little card game she bought. So she pulls it out. They start to play the game. And the first question Nicole asked was, who would be most ashamed of their P search history? And if you know about P, I mean, and Lisa was like, oh, I think it would be Adriana. And Adriana was like, oh no, I'm just sort of boring, basic mom and dad stuff, you know, maybe a little DP here and there, but that's about it. And everybody like, that's about it, girl. What? Let me tell you something. I can't watch that mess. It makes my stomach hurt. Girl, nobody should be stuffed like that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is just overstimulation. This should be against the law. It honestly should be against the law. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way that you are gonna put your Peter Weeder in my booty. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And here go Julia. What is DP? What is DP? What is that? Somebody telling me, what is that? What is DP? What is DP? My English not so good. Won't nobody tell her what it is, child. Julia is so innocent. Bless her little heart. Bless her heart, Jesus. So the next question is, text the last person you hooked up with, are you up? So that's on Adriana. And Larsa was like, wasn't it the French guy? And Adriana was like, you know, well, we ain't hooked up, first of all. And he's been MIA ever since Nicole's party. She's like, I don't really think he's going to be coming around no more after everything that happened. And here go Alexia feeling guilty, shamed with herself. And instead of admitting I was wrong and I probably messed things up between you and him, she gonna flick her hair time. Well, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. And Adriana looked at her like, you scallywag, you. She better than me, because Alexia would have got cussed out that night. She really honestly would, because I'm sick of her. I am really sick of her. She is a miserable human being. She want to pretend like she's so happy and her life is so great. Girl, you are miserable, and it shows. It really honestly shows. The next day, Adriana, Larsa, and Julia head to the spa. Lisa is lagging behind or whatever for, you know, she's dealing with stuff at home. So Julia asks, you know, is it just me, or did it seem like Alexia was accusing me of witchcraft? And Larsa, I don't remember what she said or what was said after that, but like there was no conclusion really. And Adriana in her confession was like, whatever I do with good intention when it comes to Alexia gets turned around on me and I can't do anything right. And it's because Alexia has made up in her mind that everybody else is dispensable in this cast except for Larsa and Marisol. Everybody else, though, are pretty much the ops and the enemy. And at this point, I wouldn't care to do anything for Alexia. Forget Alexia, child. Girl, ugh. So the other girls have done this yoga class, and afterwards they sit down and talk. And Nicole brings up that earlier that morning when she had breakfast with Adriana and Julia, they were bringing up the fact that they felt like Alexia was trying to accuse Julia of witchcraft. And Kiki was like, she said that first. And Alexia says, I knew she was going to think that. So, okay, Alexia had brought up this witchcraft stuff apparently before she even knew about Julia going to this botanical place. So, okay, I'm going to give her grace on that. But girl, ain't nobody trying to pull no witchcraft on you or Marisol. Marisol face already has been cursed. Child, your love life has already been cursed. So Alexia goes on to say, when she gave out the stone, the first person I thought of was Marisol. Sometimes you wish bad thoughts on people unintentionally. I hate to say this about Adriana. She wishes me well and is so happy I found Todd. But it's like subconsciously, that's what she wants. And Adriana didn't get that and Alexia did. So you're basically saying that you think that Adriana is jealous of the life that you have with Todd. Nobody wants Inspector Gadget, that funny looking man, but you. Girl, ew. Don't nobody want him. Nobody. He don't even want you. You don't even want him. I don't even know why y'all together, first of all. You're absolutely miserable. You're so uncontent and unhappy. I ain't seen you smile like that until you was around Pedro, your ex-boo thing. Go ahead and be the mob wife that you always wanted to be and were. Girl, get out of here. Don't nobody want your life, girl. Back at the spa, Lisa joins the girls and tells them that her son was screaming on the phone, I'll never get married, and he wouldn't go to summer camp. And they had to play Bob Marley music to get him back on track and everything. And she's basically saying that, you know, the divorce and everything is really taking a toll on her son. And she's really worried about him because he never said anything like that ever before. And I can firmly believe it 100%, because that little boy hears what's going on. He's old enough to understand that it's something ain't right up in this house. So then Larsa brings up the stones situation. And Adriana was like, did you appreciate the stones? And Lisa was like, yeah, I actually was looking at them this morning. And Julie was like, see, Alexia is trying to put it, make it to be something dark. And it's not. And Adriana was like, you know, Alexia has been throwing shots at me saying my life is a mystery since my wedding. She and Marisol were my bridesmaids and we were tight. And when my divorce was going around, she never picked up the phone and called to see if I was okay. The only person that reached out to me was you, talking about Lisa. And she was like, they weren't there for me. And so Larsa, in her confession times, Alexia is a really great friend to me and everybody else. She's always there for us. Adriana just loves to play victim, and I feel like she's playing the victim now. That's because you're a soulless wench. Girl, I cannot stand her culturally appropriating behind. Adriana has the right to feel the way that she does because it's obvious that a line has been drawn in the sand. When she came back last season, when y'all came back for the reboot, they were acting funny towards her from the gate. It was a separation. It was Marisol and Alexia, and it was Julia and Adriana. They weren't trying to bring Adriana really back into the fold. That was obvious. After their excursions, the girls all gathered together for lunch. And they're talking about kids and stuff and how sneaky and manipulative they can be. And somebody mentions how little boys are more mama's boys than girls are. And it makes Gertie like a little nostalgic almost and a little sad. She was like, oh, it made her think about the baby girl that she lost. And she was like, basically saying she wished she could have kids. And somebody was like, why don't you? She was like, Russell has been fixed or whatever. So Julia then pulls Gertie to the side, really happy, and tells her that her and old girl are going to adopt. And Gertie is so happy for her and ecstatic because they both bonded over the fact that they both lost their babies. So she's extremely happy for Julia. We all are, and I hope things go well for her and her wife. At the table, Alexia and Adriana are sitting right next to each other. So Alexia was like, Adriana, I want to talk to you because I know you're feeling some kind of way. I don't want you to feel that way. Maybe for a couple of years we didn't keep in touch, but I think since you're friends with Julia now, she doesn't understand our friendship. I'm hearing all these things and it's really not like that. But it is like that because you were just talking about her and saying how you think that she's jealous of your life. But okay. So Adriana in her confession was like, I want to know how she knows this information. Oh, from the queen of talking behind my back, Larsa. And I'm like, okay, now I'm going to call BS with that, Adriana, because you knew what you was doing when you told Larsa. You know Larsa was going to go back and tell her everything that was said. And let's not forget you're on a reality show and you were being filmed as you had this discussion. This wasn't a discussion that was off air or anything like that. So girl, like that, I'm going to call Cap with that. Let's keep it a buck. You knew what you was doing. You knew the information was going to get back to Alexia. So, Adriana was like, when you call me a liar, the fact that you've known me for so long, I'm like, wow. And then you said my life is a mystery. And I'm like, why? So Alexia's like, when you came in, now listen to her words. When you came in with Julia, I feel like you were only worried about Julia and you weren't worried about me or Marisol. So basically, y'all got to think about what she's saying. What she's saying was when you came back last season, you came back with your homegirl and you were more concerned about her and y'all friendship than you were about Marisol and me. But I personally feel like, yes, she came back onto the show with her friend. Okay, they're best friends. That's been acknowledged. But I don't remember from last season where you or Marisol like had open arms for Adriana and picked up where y'all left off. It was an obvious divide where it was you and Marisol and low-key Larsa against all the other girls. So I'm not gonna side with Alexia with that. I call Cap. And I low-key feel like she already had made it up in her mind that, oh, she got her little friend. She don't need us. It is what it is. I feel like she felt some type of way about Adriana probably bringing Julia on to the show. So, Adriana was like, it's true. I was over focused on Julia, but I felt like you and Marisol ousted me out the group. And Alexia was like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but we never would do that. Girl, yes, you would, because y'all mean girls. And so Adriana was like, I also feel like Marisol triggers things and you back her up, and that's not right. That's not the right thing to do. I think you and Marisol get egged on by each other. And I'm like, thank God somebody said it. Somebody said it. You up here making the wrong choices, girl, and backing the wrong people and the wrong things, and the things that you are doing are not right. And I'm not going to sit up here and kiss your behind in order to be your friend. And that's the other issue between her and Alexia. Alexia wants somebody to side with her and kiss her butt and not hold her accountable for when she's doing messed up things. And the fact that Adriana says, nah, I don't agree with that, you're wrong, or what you said was wrong, or what you did was wrong, she doesn't have room for her. She doesn't want to make room for her in her life. And that's not signs of a good friend. But I was so happy that Adriana said that to her. And Alexia knew that she was right because she couldn't even say anything but nod that big noggin of hers. And I also love the fact that Adriana pointed out that they egg each other on with their horrible behavior. And as soon as she said that Who walks in? Marisol. And it's just like, here we go. We already know that this trip about to go downhill now because she's here and she's about to bring the drama and start a bunch of mess because everybody was getting along fairly well until Marisol arrives. And as we know, next week's episode, everything is about to go to HE double hockey sticks. Overall, I'm going to give this episode an A. I really enjoyed it because the girls were having fun with each other. We got to see them doing activities and stuff. There was some drama and some build up. I really enjoyed this episode. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.